So obviously the main reason you're going to be purchasing the Kosatka is, well, for the Cayo Perico heist. I'm actually going to be doing... Come on, Glowy. I'm going to actually be doing this exact heist that you're seeing here, prepping all, tomorrow. At least, well, the day after this is posted. I'm going to be doing this entire heist live on one stream. Only reason I didn't do it last stream is because this intel mission is so bad. Holy hell. But anyway. So, there are add-ons for the Kosatka as well. This is also the first vehicle to have 3 different weapon systems. It has homing missiles that can be launched through the periscope. I'll probably have some B-roll running in the background here, showing the capabilities of this thing. But yeah, this thing is pretty powerful too. The tracking on these missiles is pretty good. You have an infinite number of them as well. It's pretty easy to take out a Mark II. With this, the range is very good. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there's the Geiger Misters. These are a first in free mode, at least. These have been in the game since 2018. They were technically added with Arena War. But these have a max range of 4,000 meters, which pretty much means they can reach from where I have my sub to about here. The range is simply ridiculous with these. Oh yeah, should I mention also that this range is actually just a circle around the sub? Because these actually have infinite range as long as you do not go more than 4,000 meters away. So they're basically like a highly explosive drone. Oh yeah, actually, I seem to have underestimated how far these could go. I guess. Which really says something. Yeah. Now the damage of these things is actually really good too. They do triple the damage of an RPG. Oh, okay. So, pretty much from where I was, which was way outside of Polito Bay, all the way to Sandy Shores is the range of these, which is just insane. But, that's the thing. The range is only a circle around the Kosatka. These actually have infinite range as long as you stay in that 4,000 meter area. Because, as you can see, I was losing connection there, which meant it was about to explode. But now that I'm going back, as you can see, it's still going. Now also, this thing does have a second purpose, or this thing does have a second function. If you exit it midair, it will actually explode in midair. I mean, it won't just disappear, it will actually explode in midair. Now, I will say this, the 2 weapon systems that I've gone over in this part, they are only available when the submarine is like this. Basically, when it's outside of the water. Like, when it's not submerged, you'll have these 2 weapon systems available. Yeah. Anyway, I think you've seen enough of these. There's also a 1 minute cooldown, but since there's 2 stations, you can basically fire these infinitely. There is also no limit to the amount of missiles you can have. Just like the homing missiles from the periscope, the Geiger Misters are infinite, just with a cooldown. However, now we get to the part you're probably going to be very surprised to hear. You can drive this thing freely. This is the biggest vehicle you can drive in the entire game. by a decent margin, I actually have the second biggest boat that you can drive. In the game. I'm actually going to call it in now. I guess while I'm on the way to do this size comparison, I may as well show the third weapon system. This one actually is available while submerged. And that is the torpedoes. You may just about be able to hear them. You'll definitely be able to see them any second. I will say there is one very annoying thing about the Kosatka, and that is its size. It is very easy to get this thing beached, especially with the engines being in the very back. Oh, I might actually be about to here. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, at least I was able to get close enough for this size comparison. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. We're good. So, yeah, this was actually the previous biggest boat in the game, the tug. Yeah. It's kind of needless to say that this thing dwarfs the tug. Oh, come on, man. The waves are just not working with me here. Give me a second. I can inch this free. Yes. Alright. Maybe. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No. 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 This is the problem with the Kosatka. And yeah, it's beached. However, this is actually where the fast travel system comes in, because as I mentioned at the start of this, it does kind of work like the yacht. So, where am I now? Probably closest to, yeah, Procopio. So yeah, this is a way you can actually get the Kosatka unbeached without having to move it. It does cost money. Keep in mind, much as it cost me 10k there, after I do the Cayo Perico heist for the first time, that will go down to 2,000. And kind of like how doing the super yacht storyline from the last update reduces fast travel costs for your yacht. Doing the Cayo Perico heist for the first time will basically knock 80% off of the price of fast traveling. But yeah, it does actually have another trick up its sleeve. Well, actually, two more. And I've got to submerge to show you one of them. Oh, that's the torpedoes. So, as you can see, my radar starts blinking when I'm underwater. This actually means that I'm in stealth mode. No other vehicle can see me unless they have the other party trick of this thing, sonar. Now, as you can see, there are boxes showing up on my radar. Oh, there's actually one right next to me. So, these little blips on the radar you're seeing here, showing up via the sonar, are hidden caches. I'll go over these more in my cracking a visa review, because these are very useful to get every single day. But yeah. And obviously, this stealth mode, or this sonar rather, will also show any Kosatkas that are in stealth mode. Of course, you're barely able to see anything at certain depths unless you go into first person view, which obviously is just the hood view. Yeah, while it's impossible to get beached underwater, it's very easy to get stuck. And also the Kosatka is surprisingly fast for what it is. Like, it's actually not even bad in terms of speed in the water. Now, actually, there is a way that I think I might have just been able to demonstrate. Oh, never mind. There is kind of a trick that you can do with the Kosatka to get its homing missiles to be available while submerged. But I don't think I was able to do it. Oh, come on, man. Allow it. Am I about to get stuck again? I am. Yeah. Needless to say, the Kosatka doesn't really handle that well. I mean, you wouldn't expect a vehicle that dwarfs every other boat in the game to have great handling. Now, in terms of armor, this one's not exactly brilliant either because the armor's slightly glitched. From what I've seen, this thing's meant to be able to take 8 RPGs or 20 homing rockets or explosive rounds to be destroyed. Obviously, that results into 3 Geiger Misters to destroy a Kosatka. Which, I'm gonna be honest, even that armor is pretty bad. Like, even with that level of armor, it's pretty bad. But then there's the fact that the armor's inconsistent. Occasionally, the armor will, well, A, be non-existent in some cases. I mean, it will die in one explosion, or it will die in one explosion, which is pretty pathetic, honestly. I mean, let's face it, the armor for this thing, I'm not even gonna front, it's a little pathetic, no matter what. Like, you would think the biggest vehicle in the game would have the ability to survive more than that. Like, this is the biggest drivable vehicle in the game by a decent margin. And it's unable to tank any more RPGs than the Kinjali tank. Now, admittedly, you can just dive underwater if you see missiles incoming. Because this thing does actually dive very fast, as you're about to see here. It actually does dive a little quicker than other submarines, and realistically, once you're above 50 feet below the surface, you're good, in terms of avoiding rockets. So it's not like it's impossible to avoid rockets in this thing. It's very hard. I will say submarine controls are a little weird in general. The Torpedoes, by the way, have a lock-on range of about 225 meters, which you may think is pretty bad, but you also gotta remember that's actually 3 times the lock-on range of the Torpedoes and Stromberg torpedoes. But yeah, in general, the main reason you're going to be buying this thing is for the Cayo Perico heist in the first place, and maybe for the vehicles inside of it. The Kosatka itself is very powerful. It's basically a facility that can move, in terms of its capabilities, but overall, like, I can't really just say, oh, is this vehicle worth purchasing, because I mean, it's a required vehicle for the best paying heist in the game. So, obviously, yes. But you gotta keep this in mind. This is the second most expensive vehicle in the entire game. fully upgraded. Standard's not that bad. 2.2 million, that's pretty cheap for what you're getting here. You're getting access to the best paying heist in the game. And the ability to do said heist solo. But then you get to the upgrades. The sonar that I'm showing here, I also forgot I had on. That's a $1.2 million upgrade. In fact, actually, I'm just going to show you around the upgrades of this thing. Obviously, the ability to drive it, that's not an upgrade. That comes stock with the vehicle. The sonar here. By the way, this screen does nothing. This is purely cosmetic. But this is also a sonar station. So, overall, the sonar alone, I'm getting a stupid fucking dive mask on. Hold there. But yeah, this cost 1.2 mil on its own. These cost 1.9 million as the upgrade. With perspective, that's more than twice the cost of the orbital cannon, which is the closest thing to these. Let's see here. The scuba gear came with it. The moon pool vehicle is okay. This is where the most money went in. The Sparrow cost 1.8 million. Basically combined, this moon pool vehicle collection cost me 7.2 million. So actually, if you include the Torpedoes that can be stored in here, you're looking at something that costs 12.7 million fully upgraded, which would make it the most expensive vehicle in the game, and a vehicle that costs more than $150 in real life money. But that being said, both of these vehicles actually have sonar, which means they can actually help pay for themselves. The Torpedoes can actually be used in time trials, which I'll explain in that review why that's completely busted. Yeah. The Sparrow is easily the best out of these three vehicles. If you don't have enough for all three, please get the Sparrow first. Much as you can't really upgrade it, it's so useful in the heist, it's so useful in missions, yeah. But overall, like, realistically, the Torpedoes does not come with the submarine. Like, it cannot come with the submarine when you purchase it. The Sparrow and the Avisa can. I believe this thing cost me 9.4 million to fully upgrade it. I got to check my stream to check that number, but yeah. Overall, though, this thing is very good. It can practically pay for itself, even fully upgraded through, like, 5 Cayo Perico heists. And so, yeah, overall, this thing is well worth its insane price tag. And, yeah, much as its insane size will kind of hinder you occasionally, as you have seen, yeah, this thing has so much use in the game, it's not even funny. And that's not even covering the fact that it can give you access to the Cayo Perico heist. But yeah, overall, is the Kosatka worth purchasing? I feel like that's without question, yes. I feel like questioning whether or not this thing is worth purchasing is just dumb. Because what's the point of questioning it? Like, it's a vehicle that can pay for itself. Oh, I actually completely forgot about this. There's weapon pickups here as well. You can get an MG, a vintage pistol, which is crap, but we move. A flare gun, which is also objectively crap, but we move. The MG is probably the most useful out of all of these to pick up. But yeah, overall the weapon pickups aren't really that important. There is free snacks. I'm actually trying to find the mess hall right now. And then through here. Way, there we go. Oh yeah, there's Molotovs in here, which are objectively useful. But yeah, you can fill up on snacks in here as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Kosatka is well worth purchasing for just this alone. Like, the Cayo Perico heist alone makes the Kosatka worth the price. And the vehicles that it can come with make it even more worth it. Sure, the vehicle itself is massive and has glaring downsides to actually using the thing, but overall, I'd say this is probably one of the best vehicles you can buy, even given its massive size. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Obviously, I'm going to be doing reviews on the Avisa Sparrow and Torpedoes as well. And so, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later. Peace!